Teacher Educators Talk. I'm Daffa.
I'm Zoya.
And I'm Shofie. In today's episode is really special because we're diving into the Sea Teacher program. Yay!
And it is a teaching internship abroad for Southeast Asian students, and we are joined by someone who's lived there, who's lived the journey, Kerin.
Imagine being sent to another country to teach, learn, and adapt all while you are still a university student.
With a different food, culture, school system, and of course, language.
If that sounds exciting and scary at the same time, keep listening because that's what the Sea Teacher program is all about. Let's go back to the beginning. What motivated you to apply the program, Kerin?
Actually there are a couple of reasons. The first one being is that I get to convert my courses. So in a way, I get to skip those classes for like one semester, and also I get to go abroad, which is something that I have never done before, and I was intrigued by that fact, and so yeah, that's my main reason for that. Thank you.
And what was the application process like?
So we have like some interviews and then written tests, and I think we have like 4 tests. Basically we have 3 interviews and then 1 written test. So the interview consists of the English related to our English language skills, and also the our social knowledge about our own culture, and then something about our university, how well do we know our university, and then the written test is mostly about like your motivation and where do you want to go and something like that.
Yes, basically it's from personal knowledge. Personal knowledge. You know? And then how did you prepare before the departure, like the documents you need to prepare, and then the packing, and then also the money? Yes, because you have to prepare the money, because money is a thing that important in everywhere, every time.
Well, first, money is definitely the most essential thing. If you want to go, you would have to at least prepare I think at the very least 7 to like 8 at the very least. I mean, like you have the flight tickets, right?
Yes,
and
yes,
then
of
you
course.
have, if you don't have like passport, and then you would have to do that as well, and then you would have to prepare the stuff that you need to bring to abroad, and then maybe some spare money for you to be able to live there. So yeah.
The university doesn't support you for the financial aspect.
I mean, they kind of like give like 50%, but so like the rest is on your own. So yeah.
So basically we have to save the money in our personal gitu ya.
I think the university provide all of the facilities there.
I think that too.
Yeah, so you can go there by ourselves.
So let's get into the real experience. What was your first reaction when you landed in Philippines?
Well, first of all, we had like a long journey, like almost 24-hour actually on the road. So like from Jakarta to Manila, and then from Manila to Iloilo, and then from Iloilo to the actual destination of the place that I'm staying, which is Guimaras. And so like I have 2 flights, and then like I think one with the boat. I think if I remember correctly, it was quite an experience. And we arrived late at night at the dorm, but when it comes to like the overall environment of the country itself, it's very similar to Indonesia. Kind of feels like at home actually.
I think it will be different like Indonesia. Exactly. And then what was typical day like? How many classes that you teach there?
I think if I remember correctly, I think 4 to 5 classes. But you know, at the first week or so, we're just observing basically. We're just observing what the teacher is doing, and then we observe how the students interact with the teacher, interact with one another, and then we learn about the lesson plan. And yeah, at the same week, while we observe, we also try to prepare our own materials so that we would be able to teach by the next week, like that.
What grade you teach the
Actually, we were asked about the grade, like, do you want to teach 9th grade, 8 or 7, like that. And like there was in that specific school that I teach, there's like for what is it, for people like me, I mean like me and then my classmate, and then there's this 2 other student that also joined C teacher that is also assigned in the same school as us. And so like we were asked which grade do you want to teach, and so for me, I teach grade 7.
Oh, grade 7.
Yeah.
I think you teach for the senior high school student.
That part is for the other, what is it, the C teacher student, like so we have like Indonesian and also Vietnamese. So the Vietnamese one is teaching the 10th grade until 12th grade, all on their own.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's hard, yeah. I don't know.
Must be.
Did you face language barrier there?
Actually, no, because we have this called student buddy. So these student buddies are like the students from the hosted university that are assigned to essentially live with us, and then they kind of help us around for everything. Like we live in the same dorm together, under the same roof, and then they're like helping us to communicate, and like if we want to go somewhere, they're also going with us. And so when it comes to communicating with locals, like if they have to speak in their own language, the student buddies are the ones that are helping us. But if you want to try, then we can definitely ask the student buddies like, can you tell me some kind of phrases or something like that, and then we'll just apply it ourselves when we do it with them,
So they teach you some slangs.
Yeah, they did.
What you can you tell us what are the slangs that
I do have a lot on my notes, but the one that I like the most is called takpila. Takpila, yes, takpila is like how much? Yes, how much is this?
Takpila.
And there's also one like, what is it? Discount, I forgot. I need to look it up, but eventually I will tell you guys the word. This discount word is the one that I really like to use when we're at the market. So like every other week when we have like our holiday or something like that, we just go to the market, and then we buy some food for the week to cook for ourselves. And I'm usually the one like, Miss, can you give me a discount? How much is this? Is this a discount? Yeah.
the local use English for their daily life
Well,
communication?
no, the local use their own language, but yeah, a lot of them knows English. But so like it depends on where you guys at. Like if you're at the airport or something like that, then yeah, people can definitely do a lot more English compared to the locals. Something like that.
Because English is the second language of Philippines.
Did you also get the chance to explore the country?
I mean, I did get to explore some places, but not to the point where I get to see like a tourist attraction or something like that. But we did get to buy like our souvenirs before we come to before we come home, and then we also went to like a resort. So we went to a beach, something like that, and then like there's this little hut near the beach where we can stay at, and so we're staying there. And then after we stay there, like in the morning, we're eating a lot of crabs and seafood. Yeah.
Is there seafood is expensive like Indonesia?
I'm not sure entirely when it comes to the pricing, because I don't usually buy seafood. When we have seafood, it's actually the teachers that are buying it for us. But they are usually buying it in a big quantity like that.
Big portion for all of you.
Exactly.
And now looking back, what do you think of the biggest benefit that you got from this program?
Well, mostly I think it's like making a big connection when it comes to like getting to know people, and also definitely practicing your English if you're not used to it. But if you're used to it, then it would feel like home.
Because we can fluently communication with others, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How long do you teach there?
For like, I think if I'm not mistaken, 2 weeks or something like that.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
I thought it must be for a month. I thought.
But mine is like less than a month. I think we were there for like 26 days or something like that.
So you say that you teach for the 7th grade, and how was their behavior in class? Do you
Their attitude,
Yeah,
actually,
do you
because in
comfortable with
Indonesia
them?
is a lot of children that maybe the attitude is not really good, because I was teach some 7th grade actually.
I see. Well, when it comes to their attitude, it depends on the classes, I suppose. But the classes that are in the morning, they're much more quieter, much more shy, very reserved, like that. But when it comes to the evening classes, which is the classes with the active students, like that, they're much more used to English, and so they're very rowdy. We're like me, you know. Yeah, and so sometimes when I teach, like I have to stop them, like, no, you already have your turn. Let the others speak, please.
They're exciting too. Like they're excited to meet you, maybe.
Yeah, they're very curious, and some of them are like out of the box actually. Yeah. Like, you know, one of those, you know, like slay kind of a kid. Yeah. They would like run out of their class or something like that. And then the teacher usually doesn't really mind it like that, or like they would come to the class eating their food, and then the teacher keeps teaching like that. And it was like kind of like a culture shock for me, because in our what is it, usually we don't do that, right?
Yeah.
And when we go to the class, we are very quiet. We just stay there and study like that. But for them, yeah, they can just go in and out of their class while eating like that, and then the teacher is okay, very chill.
So they make the children was very comfort when the teacher was teaching. They're very comfort, maybe.
And when it comes to their attitude outside of class, usually when we pass through the hall, or if they see them, if they see us, then they would be like, excuse me ma'am, hello, like that. Yeah, gitu.
So they're not what is it, like salim like in Indonesia?
No, but they usually just say hello ma'am, or like they do the nod thing like this. Yeah.
Just like that. Nodding.
Do you think the C teacher program can affect your career plans or teaching goals in the future?
For that, I would definitely say so if you are planning for teaching in your future career, because in a way this is just kind of another internship, right? And so this is just another way for you to be able to gain your experience, which is outside of Indonesia, and this is one of the programs that could help you with, fulfill that. Yeah.
What are the kind of materials that you teach them in the class? The students, I mean.
What do you mean? Like what kind of materials?
Is it like grammar or vocabulary or pronunciation aspect?
Okay, for me, for that week, I think we were just mostly focused on literature. So like
Literature.
yeah, so like how to build a text, what the text is like composed of, like like how to build a nice story, like with the climax, ending, and beginning, or something like that. But then they also implement math in their English. So like for example, they have this little quiz in the morning, right? Like pre-activity, and they're using basically they use math to help quiz the student, like who counts the fastest, and then they would be able to say their answer like that. Or like they use the non-digital clock, right, at in class, and then the teachers once in a while would ask like, what time is it? So then they would have to learn to manually look at the clock like that. And also what I find very interesting is that the material in English that like the English language is not just like grammar or something like that, but they also implement like social science or something like that. So they combine it, like when we are talking about building a story, they would talk about like what's the consequences of the story. For example, like if you do this and if you do that, what's the consequence of your action? Then what does that mean? Like that, which is something that we don't do, right? And yeah, I think that's very eye-opening.
I want to ask, how about your language skills, especially English, after joining this program? That's improve of your English?
I would say so, yeah. I think I'm becoming very much more comfortable when it comes to my English, and also I kind of feel like home when I'm using English over there.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, well, according to one of my lecturer, apparently, I think she said that I'm beginning to look a little bit more extroverted, like that. So I guess character development. Yeah.
Okay, so what advice would you give for someone who is scared of unsure about joining this program? I think everyone when listen about the CTH program in my class, I usually found someone like me to like, oh, I'm so scared to go there. What about I can communicate well with everyone?
Well, I think when it comes to fear of that, there's like multiple reasons, right? Not only just because you're afraid of your English is not good, but I think other factors also, like your financial status or something like that, that might really affect your decisions. But if you can afford it, or if there's like somehow there's a chance for you to be able to just do the program, like me, for example, you can just try it and see where things go. For me, at least, when I first joined this program, I thought I would be very very scared. I thought I would like feel uncomfortable and like I want to go home immediately. But once I'm actually there, I really like it. I find a lot of new friends, new connection, even like a new home, like that.
You want to go home, right?
No, I don't. I don't want to go back home actually.
Karen, let's be honest, what was the hardest part of the whole C program teacher? C teacher program, I mean.
In the C teacher program. When it comes to the hardest part, I think it's just aligning ourselves to the schedule, because we are given some kind of a schedule for every day, and then it's very tight. And so even when we're supposed to be having a holiday, it's kind of like we're also doing work at the same time. So it's a bit difficult for us to get some rest. But outside of that, I think it's all good. Yeah, it's just the scheduling thing.
Do you perform something from Indonesia to introduce our culture to the student there?
Oh yeah.
Dance or singing?
Yeah. Actually, we do. So like, you see, we have like two students from other country also, right? We have me and my friend from Indonesia, and there's also the other student from Vietnamese. We both need to perform during the Teachers' Day, and then there's also like this event. I forgot what kind of event is it, but like cultural exchange events, and so we perform for this. So like, if we can sing, then we would be able to like perform singing. But for me, I cannot sing, and so me and my friend just dance. We both have individual dance from our own culture like that. And outside of that, when it comes to the cultural event day, we actually we did sing together. We did sing like one of Indonesian popular song, like Cowboy Junior song.
Kamu. Hey,
Really? Yeah, that's all. And also unexpected gitu loh. But everybody was vibing. Everybody liked it. That's all that matters. And also, we get to cook our own dish from Indonesia to introduce it to the people there. So like, we have this event where we actually, we MC the thing. I mean, like, we are not actually MC, but we have to speak about our culture and stuff. And so we kind of introduce, look, this is our food. You want to try like that? Yeah.
Where do you bring that?
We're cooking fried rice.
And what their
Reaction?
Yeah, their reaction.
Their reaction is very positive. Everybody was eating my food.
That's right.
Okay.
He's from Padang and he can cook rendang.
Oh.
Once he goes there, he will bring the rendang from Padang.
Please give it to me too.
So, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give before joining this program?
To who?
To yourself.
Oh,
To yourself.
To myself.
Yes.
I think it's just. I think at the beginning I worry a lot, and I would say that if I could go back in time, I should not worry at all. Yeah.
Okay, and for the student who is maybe for the student was watching this podcast, actually, why you, in your opinion, why should they seriously and consider about the C teacher program?
Well, first of all, it's kind of like a personal growth kind of thing, because who knows, maybe you're like, at the beginning you're very introverted, you're very scared, like me. And
I was introvert too.
yeah, and then once you're out there, you're actually pushed to do your own thing, because everybody is busy with their own thing, right?
Yeah.
And so you would be able to have to take a step on your own, and then you'd have to prepare some some of your own thing like that, and you know, you would have to adapt on your own time also while you're teaching there with the students, because you know, we have like several grades, right? And everybody is assigned to each different grade, so you're not teaching like, oh, you and me the same grade, like 7th grade like that. No, so it's just me 7th grade alone like that. So you're either way, whether it is from like when you're teaching in school or like outside of school, when you're talking to the locals or doing your own thing, you're basically kind of like in your own space, in your own bubble, so you would get to experience your own growth like that. Yeah.
Hi, thank you, Kerin, for the inspirational story that you have tells us about what are your experience, your journey, and the story shows how powerful international teacher can be. Alright, listeners, curious about the Sea Teacher program, you can check out more info at Sea Teacher website or ask your university's international office.
And if you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to follow our podcast and share it to others.
And maybe you will be the lucky one who will joining Sea Teacher program in the next day.
Yay! Thank you, Kerin, for joining us, and thank you for listeners. See you next time on Future Educators Talk. Bye!
See ya! Bye!